going on, everyone? This is Ray with Ray Talks, and hoping everyone is enjoying their Valentine's Day. If not, maybe next year. But today's subject is brought to me by one of my followers. Me and her went to school together. She's an awesome person, great makeup artist, and a great mom. And her topic was, why do couples break up after the arrival of a baby? So I came up with five things, no particular order, but somewhat in order. And again, this is no real facts behind it. This is just my honest opinion of what I think. So number one, I got couples maybe on the verge of breaking up, and then they decided to try to stick it out for the child, which I think is one of the worst things you could ever do, because that child can, feel the anguish and the animosity and the friction in the household. And it's not that child's fault. They didn't ask to be here. So why should they be subjected to that type of energy? They need to be surrounded by love. And why would you want to put yourself, in that predicament, putting on a fake smile, when you could just be peaceful by yourself and co-parenting? Every situation is different. Not all co-parenting works. Um, some get better over time, some get worse, but everything is case by case basis. Two, the expectations of parenthood kind of didn't match up, to what they thought. They probably expected the other partner to do more than what they were doing, and to help out more or be more fulfilling, in some type of way, whether it's mentally, physically, emotionally, or, just little stuff around the house, or, stuff like that. So when they don't add up, then that creates a little separation between the two, and that can turn the relationship sour. Three, because of the expectations, things become stressful, very, very stressful, and people get overwhelmed. And one parent may not be able to handle it as well as the other. Um, and then you get to start pointing the finger and blaming, well, things would be better if you did this, or things would be better if you didn't do this, stuff like that. And then it's, well, I'm doing this but you're not doing that, or you're doing that but I'm doing this. So the constant back and forth, because everyone is so stressed out, and trying to adapt to parenthood can be difficult for some people. And again, you get overwhelmed, and then next thing you know, there's the lack of communication, because now everyone had said so much stuff that now they're afraid that the next words is not going to be pretty, which leads into my fourth um, note is, because of lack of communication, family and family members and friends get too involved, and it causes issues, because you're listening to what other people do and don't in their relationship, and everything doesn't always work for everyone's relationship. And people have to realize that it's okay to get ideas and take notes from other people based on what they've gone through, what they've experienced. However, you have to take those notes and everything that that person gives you and say, okay, in what way can it fit based on my relationship? You can't put circles in square situations. It doesn't work. You can say, that's a good idea. However, based on how we do things here, it may not work. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta pick and choose what pieces of information you can take, stick it in the back of your mind and say, maybe that'll work later on, or not right now, but I'll just keep that there for when it's useful. And which comes to my last point. Um, with all that negativity in the house, I know that that can, bring down the sexual aspect of a relationship. I also know with pregnancy, it throws your hormones or every which way possible all at the same time, and that's before um, the baby is born and then after. And sometimes we don't bounce back. And even for me, the desire for sexual activity can go from 1,000 to zero. And it's just like, I'm not feeling it, or I don't feel good, or it's just like, no, I'm just not interested. And some men don't understand that. They don't understand that, hey, it's not you, it's just how I'm feeling. We feel bad because it's like, okay, you go from maybe doing it every once a week, twice a week, 5 times a day, to maybe once a week, to maybe none for like 3 months, like the last 3 months of the pregnancy, and then maybe additional 3 months after the pregnancy. So the lack of sexual release, plus the tension from all the bickering, plus the info from everybody and their mama, like, it turns ugly, and then that may lead to cheating. And once it comes out, they're like, I can't do this, because we as women, we can be a lot bipolar. I'm gonna say that. Um, because we're looking for that support and we're not getting it, it's like, of all people, of all things, why would you choose that instead of trying to be a little bit more understanding? Despite us being difficult, despite us not being very vocal and verbal to, what we're feeling, because a lot of times we can't explain what we don't fully understand. We can't tell you, well, I'm feeling this way because, and that's because we don't know why. So it can be very difficult. And with that, couples break up. They go through the separation. Some may bounce back, some may not. And it's sad. It also damages marriages as well, because again, if you don't have that support, or you don't strive to understand what's going on, especially the men understanding the women's side and how we go through so much, and majority of it is mental. We go through a mental strain, and then physically our body goes through a physical strain. Childbirth is exhausting, whether it's vaginal or C-section. It's very stressful and harsh on the body, and then you're hoping and praying that everything goes back to normal, and it doesn't. And some of us take time for us to feel like our normal selves, in every way of it. So, again, these are not all 100% facts, just based on my opinion on why couples may break up, or, momentarily separate after the arrival of a child. So, going through and trying to find the appropriate scripture, I came up with James 1 and 19. It says, "Dear brothers and sisters, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry." And with that being said, I just want to say, any couples out there, anyone that's dealing with this, I just like to say, hang in there. Um, it will get better. Or if you don't see any improvement, I just pray that you will have faith and put forth the work in there. It has to be some type of work going into it. Keep folks out your business. Sometimes, majority of the time, everyone does not need to know. You need to talk to somebody, talk to yourself. Get a little journal, notebook, write down some things. Maybe that's a good way for you and your partner excuse me, to communicate. Whether you write something down and you leave it in a designated spot and they go to their pick it up, read it, and they respond. And then at some point, you guys come together and then express yourselves that way. But you have to try. And lastly, again, don't give up on each other. You know, it takes two, clearly. Um, you got to put forth that energy. And we have to have some better skills at communicating to one another as to what we want, what we expect, and sometimes we have to be able to give and take. We can't constantly just take, and not give anything. That no relationship will ever work like that. So, with that being said, again, I hope everyone have a great Valentine's Day. If you had it yesterday, hope it was great. If you're having it tomorrow, good luck because it's going to be hectic because a lot of people wait until the weekend. Again, like, share, subscribe, comment on any subjects that you like to talk about. And yeah, I will see you later. Peace.